I'm ChosenArchitect, and this is my modded adventure. Now, I've shown off a ton of methods of generating resources in this pack thus far, and our adventure has taken us through several different mods. But there's been one that's kind of been held back, and I've been kind of waiting for it to fully be sort of updated and for some new things to be added, in which they have been for this particular pack, and I'm loving this, and that is GeOres. Now, what exactly is GeOre, you might be asking? Well, it's actually quite an amazing thing. Think of amethyst, but you can, instead of harvesting amethyst off of geodes, you harvest things like diamonds, emeralds, iron, coal, zinc, and all kinds of stuff like that. Let's go ahead and show right here. This is pretty cool. So you have a chance of finding these underground, and the chance of finding them is very rare, but if you do find them underground, you will have access to an infinite resource of these materials, depending on how well you farm them with these golems from Ars Nouveau. So similar to how we're currently harvesting the shards off of our amethyst, we can do the same thing with these ores. And there's certain ways that we could go about finding them. You could just go out and harvest underground. That takes a long time. You could just go out and just randomly try to search for them. Or you can go about it a different way. And this was just recently added to support for this particular pack, for my pack here. And you have access to dowsing rods. Now, dowsing rods work the same way as the ones from ours. This is, of course, from the GeOre Nouveau, which is a add-on mod for it. And this is going to allow us to search the same way we did for regular amethyst. So you just click it and it gives you an ability to be able to locate these ores when you get relatively close to one. And these do the exact same thing. You'll get relatively close to one and you'll be able to see it, but not until you're close to one. Now, the cool part about this is we should be able to craft these, but they are very steep to craft. So it's not something you're going to have access to just right off the bat. That's why other methods that we've been doing are probably going to be the best bet, unless you just happen to stumble upon one of these going forward. So how do we get these? Well, we're going to need an anima essence. This is from Ars Elemental, and we need to basically gather enough source and these items here, meaning we probably have needed to go to the nether, or have gotten a Crimson Lunar event and got lucky, which is something that you can have happen. Which converts all the overworld mobs, by the way, into nether mobs at night. It's actually pretty cool. If one of those events happen, oh, you're in for a surprise. But yes, that's a totally separate thing. That's lunar events. Now, so we are going to need one of those. So at least nether here. And then we also need to kill the wildens. We need to be tanky enough to take that on. And thankfully, last episode, we did take this on. But we're going to have to kill a wilden, a chimera, which is the Ars boss, for each one of these that we need to make. It can be kind of tedious, but keep in mind how powerful each one of these dowsing rods are. Now, yes, I did make those recipes, and if you don't like them, I'm sorry. I'm trying to balance this, and it's not easy. So with that information, I know now that we are going to have to fight the chimera once again. But what do I choose? What one do I really want? Because this is something that I don't want to do over and over again. What rod is going to be best? And I think in our current situation, maybe gold rods are going to be some of the best. Because if we can farm gold, then we don't have to worry too much about that one particular resource that we use in just about everything, including getting into a new storage mod, which is something I need to think about. What does things like refined storage and applied energistics use a lot of? Well, it does use quite a bit, and I mean quite a bit, of gold. So that means it's time to summon another Wilden Chimera. Hopefully this time we actually get the boss music, because there should be some music associated with this. There we go. And time to take this guy on again. Oh boy. I don't even think we got all of the phases last time. There we go. So yes, I do hear music now. There we go. Yes, we do have the music. Very nice. Ooh, we're taking some damage. Let's eat this. Oh, there we go. We have that effect now. Some extra hearts. We're looking good. We should be good so long as we consume this food. Oh, thank goodness the rats mod has really helped us with that. Oh, and yes, I will take this guy on, and it shouldn't take too long. It's changing forms. Oh, at least it's not the spiky one, because that one's the rough one, as it does have those vulnerability frames. Oh, we got to get it into its last and final form. And it's changing again. Oh, this is one we haven't seen. So this is where I need to use my spells. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yes, this is why you don't want to do this at your base. This guy can straight up break blocks like it's TNT. Yes. I'm sure eventually we will have access to way tougher. Way tougher. Let me try and teleport around. Whew. Way tougher attacks that will be able to just completely slam through this guy. But for now, we're kind of stuck in this situation where we have to do it oh so manually. Ooh, and perfect timing. Everything sort of wore off. But there we go. We now have at least that wild and tribute. Now for this Animania essence, I've always had this one imbuement chamber over here that just didn't actually have a use and wasn't crafting anything. So this is perfect. We should be able to set this up and be able to craft from here. So we'll put all of the required ingredients in for that particular thing. And then all I'm going to need is a single source gem and then some sort of source container that is nearby. And I can just put that right here. Should work for now. And place it inside. And it says crafting the anima essence, add resources nearby to increase the crafting speed. But it does have that. And it is speeding up. And before we know it, we should have access to this. Perfect. Just what we needed. This is also going to be used in a few more things than just this later on down the road. So now with all of these resources that we've been generating, this right here is some nice resources that have been prepped up. And this is all, by the way, coming from the Industrial Foregoing mining lasers. And these are just set to the base speed. It isn't being increased or anything at all. And I did have some gold there. So combining all of that together, I should have all of the blocks needed to make this rod. But I got to be very careful with this rod. And I think we should be able to put enchants on these. So unbreaking would be nice. Mending would also be nice if we could get a hold of a mending. And being able to place mending on there would be great. But I think we need a villager in order to get mending. So just like that, bam, we now have the dowsing rod. Oh, this is perfect. Now, before we go out in search of the GeOre, let's make one of the most powerful villagers in existence. That's right. Yeah, the librarian. We need ourselves mending. Still, honestly, one of the most powerful villagers of all time. And it makes it even easier because we have access to cycle trades. So no longer do we have to sit here and go and break the block and then replace it and all of that. We get to just simply hit the cycle trade button. Or you could actually assign the cycle trade button a hotkey, which by default is actually set to C. So we can just hit C and just hover over instead of going back and forth and moving our mouse a whole bunch. And after quite a bit of rolling, here is the mending. It's not the cheapest in the world, but that's okay. We really just need one for right now. And I should be able to get some paper and lock this trade in permanently. Yeah, I'll take your emeralds. So 30 emeralds and a book. And we should be able to buy this. Perfect. I had just the amount, just not enough books, right? So there we go. And we should be able to get mending to be able to put on our dowsing rod. That way we can hopefully repair it as it takes hits, because every time we click it, it is going to consume one durability. And if we have unbreaking, it might also help with that. Now, I don't know how many times we're going to need this, but it is kind of a good thing to definitely get this on there. Now, some things to keep in mind is that these GeOres could effectively be anywhere. They could be at Y level 0. They can be at Y level negative 64. They could be all over the place. So it's our best bet is to potentially sort of branch out in this sort of X, Y sort of pattern here. where we have a direction going up this way and a direction going this way, and we just sort of keep repeating those patterns, you know, in a good distance. I'm not exactly sure the max distance that this gives you, but we will notice we get scrying for a minute. And we're gonna have to kill some mobs or something to be able to repair this with that mending, but we get a minute. And if I roam around here, I'm noticing I don't see anything. So I'm gonna try the next corridor and maybe we'll see something. And if not, I don't see anything here, I'm gonna just start mining off in that direction. Let's also see, can we repair this by killing some mobs? Because there is a skeleton over here. I just want to make sure that this can be repaired effectively with mending. And it did. There we go. So now we got a repair back. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, not use up all 4. And that is going to be our only limiting factor here. But we should eventually find one. It just still may take some manual mining. So after getting a little bit more mined out here, I'm going to use this. So hopefully we can see if anything is down this route. I'm going to continue to mine out this way as well. Oh, and there it is. Yes. So right there, that's a pretty decent distance actually that it shows up. It seems like this is maybe like 30 to 64 blocks away, something like that. But that should be a gold block. Geode, or a gold geode. Man, I'm hitting diamonds like crazy. Yes. Oh, this is going to be great. So with access to this newfound geode, we can start to set up a farm for this. Now, this is a lot of gold already. Just in this alone, there's tons of gold. Oh man, you can tell this has been here a while. These are all fully developed. But basically the same way that we were farming our other materials, we should be able to farm, or at least the amethyst, we should be able to farm this one the same way, but it's going to be farming gold, not amethyst. Now, just like before, all we're going to need is the Tablet of Awakening, and we're going to need access to that geode. Now let's do this. All we have to do is place this guy here, the Awakening, activate it, and so long as it can find a budding within the range, we should get a little GeOre buddy here. Oh, this is great. Now, a Dispel would definitely work, but I prefer just completely annihilating these guys. And now we have our own charm. And if you remember from prior, to move this out of this location, well, we can easily do that as well. We just need some GeOre here, some of the actual blocks of this. And once we have some blocks, we can make more. Now, I have this idea of eventually having all of these GeOres found. And what I really want to do in my head is I want to have a sort of factory line that may work back here around the back wall. And they're basically going to farm off of each of their nodes. It's going to be sent into a container, what they reap. And then that needs to go through some sort of create assembly line that will then take those things, by the way, such as these shards, and will smelt them or blast them and do whatever processing thing needs to happen depending on what shard it is working with. I think that would be a very fun project, and it'll have to happen over time. I think for right now, it might be kind of fun to sort of see these sort of sprawled out inside of this courtyard here. And we can go ahead and place a few of these down like this. And they should all get converted into their raw variant that can be harvested. And I think the more you have of these particular golems, the faster this goes as well. And I'm going to need an inventory. I didn't even grab one of those, just to sort of set the home location and give it a place to place these. So just a simple barrel should be more than enough, and we can place it in the ground or wherever. Let's go ahead and place it. Let's modify our break spell so I don't just break everything around me. Yeah, let's go ahead and place it, for example, right here. We'll have a barrel just sticking out. Let's get our golem placed in right here. I love this little guy. And we should be able to click to store the entity and then shift right click to set its home. And now it is going to convert these blocks. Look at that. It now has a budding geode and it should convert these. Now, my only hope is that this guy does not wander all the way over here and then find out that gravity does affect you in Minecraft. I really hope it doesn't do that. Can you stay where you belong? Now, I've been letting this guy run a little bit because at the time of me recording this video, Minecraft Live has been out. And I just noticed they added an auto crafter. Like the end of modded Minecraft as we know it. It's happening. It's happening. But anyways, I wanted to show you something really cool. A lot of you guys have been asking me, what is some ways that I can randomize placing blocks? And that is something that, well, you can actually do with ours. Believe it or not, as if this mod doesn't cover literally every aspect of Minecraft, you can create a very specific thing. So let's go ahead and create a new spell and random. And so I'm going to set this to touch, and then we're going to set a place block. But what we want to do is add this randomize to the place block. So what this should do is items on my hotbar, it should randomize the placement of those items that are in my hotbar whenever I use this spell. So for example, if I go to place here, notice it is cobblestone. I place here, it's now stone. And basically this is working very similar to the trowel from Quark. If you've used the trowel from Quark, you might definitely recognize how this is working. And this is just going to make placement even better. And you can take this even further. What if you do AoE and then you do randomize? Well, it should do the same thing, except you're now going to be placing more than one block at a time. Man, you've got to love this. Oh, it's a nice little area, and I have access now to expansion, and I want to keep in mind the potential of having create conveyor belts running back here. So with all of this area, we may end up including spaces that are going to contain little spots for these guys, and up to 10 of them, because there are 10 different GeoOres to collect and to get them all up and running. Now, that might be something that I end up adding to the quest, is a quest that says collect them all. And it is going to be a quest that allows you to collect or has you collect all of the GeoOre. I think that'd be a good thing to include in this wonderful section, by the way, the Achievement Hunter. If you haven't checked this out, this is some fun things that you can do. They are advancements. So if you're looking for the way to get through these, you can always hit L, and that opens up your advancement menu. And all of these individual tasks here will eventually lead you to some of these things. Some of them are kind of hidden, but they should eventually lead you to some of these tasks. And once you complete them, you get a nice little reward from Cyclic. So I was mining to collect a little bit of stone, and I think I found something really cool. Let's continue our investigation. This looks, that's so cool looking. It's rainbow, but I have yet to see a massive like cave area. And I was just branching off of one of the branches that we already had where I have normally been farming regular stone. And this seems pretty promising. Let's go ahead and investigate. Yeah. Like, what are these? So these are, oh, this is from Regions Unexplored. That's the one that has these really cool biomes that I'm honestly in love with. I think these biomes are fantastic. Also gives us a chance to test out some of our skills here. All right, so what are these clusters used for? I wonder. Does it have a use? Ooh, oh, so you can use them for decoration? Oh, glass. Prisma glass is like rotating. Oh, that's kind of neat. And apparently can be combined with a smithing table. Not quite sure what all that does, but that's kind of neat. Look at that. A hanging prisma. So if we have enough of these, we can combine them all together. Also, hello, little goblin trader. What do you have in here? 8 emeralds for some sponge? But I can buy some, okay, so cobble, you will trade me. Well, ooh, will I have enough? Oh, if I had a couple of those things, I could trade you. I don't have enough cobble. Ooh, let me farm some cobble, because we can buy some sponge. That would be great. Okay, let's, there's a couple of things I need to do here. Let's just mine away for just a moment so I can collect a bit of cobble. Oh, ignore the water, my friend. He's probably like, no, why'd you do that to me? I'm not going to trade with you anymore. Okay. Well, we need just a bit more. These are like the little things that are incredibly fun to me. All right. So emerald, that's 8. We can now buy a single sponge. Oh, and I need to be careful because the farther down we go. Oh, no. Oh, thank goodness. I almost killed you. I am so sorry, buddy. So sorry. The thing I need to keep in mind is the deeper we go underground, the more dangerous mobs can inevitably be. Oh, so we should be able to craft these hanging versions. Those are kind of cool. All of this is really cool. And wow, this cave is huge. Thing is massive. Oh, we have a treasure pot. Oh, this is a mimic. It's a treasure crab instead. Oh, wow. Okay, so there is a lot going on down here. At least I'm going to have a nice place to farm mobs if I ever need. Oh, and is that what I think it is? Oh, no way. It's ochrum. This is gold. This is a gold vein. Oh, I wish I would have found this early on. This is gold because if you put it in a crusher, you have a chance of getting these things, including electrum. Oh, man. That would be a great find. This stuff is not easy to find either. And I wish I would have found this early on. Oh, there's a spawner. Oh, I gotta be careful with that. I should be able to take that Enderman out fairly quickly. Invisible spiders. Oh boy, there's a lot going on right now. Wow, there's an absurd amount of spawners out in this open area. Like, there's spawners everywhere. But look at all the ore. Like, it just sets the danger level up just a notch. Thankfully, we have all of our snaring abilities. Oh, goodness. This guy is fully kitted out and has fire resistance. These must be the tougher mobs. Yeah, definitely. Well, of course, these that spawn out of here are going to be tough. Oh, no. I didn't see this. This is like an apotheosis little dungeon thing. I wonder how quickly now we can take this guy on. Because like before, these guys would be pretty powerful, but this ability that we have on our enchanter's sword is quite powerful. Oh, wow, that's nice. Okay, so we get access to all of this stuff in here. I will nab. Thank you very much. No way. Did I just find another gold? No. Oh, man. I just found this. You could see it out in the open. Oh, I could have made another dowsing rod. Oh, there's a lush biome over here. Hello, Axolotl. Oh yes, yeah. That's really powerful. I didn't know. Oh man, if only I would have found this before. I would just want to mine a little bit further. I could have found that gold prior. That would have been so helpful. But there's another one right here. What is this? Oh. What are you? This is a quartz geode. Oh my gosh. We now have access to quartz. And I didn't have to make the thing for it. Oh, that is going to be fantastic. I need to remember where this is at. This should be pretty straightforward for me to remember. But that's a quartz geode. Wonder how many more geodes we could potentially find. Also, hey buddy. You're a little stuck. This is a glare. Remember, we could have voted for that thing. We could have. But we didn't. They're supposed to be able to find dark spots. They're adorable looking. Oh, this cavern just keeps going on and on. Oh boy, and I hope I can find more stuff. This is Azarine? I don't know exactly what this ends up making. What do you get crushed into? Zinc. So this is basically a zinc area. There is a calcite there. I don't think that... Oh, it just happens to also have calcite that spawns in. Oh boy. Oh! Let's get out of this little area. I think this is the end of it. Ooh. This is a geode? But what are you? Oh. That should be a normal geode. It's another gold geode? I of course chose the most common geode you can find apparently. Well, now that I've found this underground, this means I can find potentially more of these geodes that could be lining the wall that I just can't see because they're not close enough. That is going to make this so much nicer. On the way back, there's another geode. Oh, and this one's copper. So now we've found a quartz and a copper geode. Oh, that is sick. Oh, there's another geode. We're gonna just find them all? Another gold. I love how we just keep finding gold after gold. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to run out of gold at this point now. So now I have a lot of work ahead of me. If I want to get this all built out, I'm going to need to set up pretty much these little 5x5 areas. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to need at least 10 of them or so. I think I'm going to add them as I go. So I know I found 3 geodes, which means that I should be able to make a few more of these little sets, at least 3 of these, and get them all laid out. So that way I can have this little area set up here and not over there. So my little buddy here has been producing like crazy. So let's go ahead and just make a few of these by converting them over into their blocks. Now you can't convert them back, so you need to keep that in mind. And I'm going to now move you. I know all of this hard work that you did converting this over, I'll get you back. I promise. Now this probably won't be the most efficient little area, but I'm thinking that if I do something like this and just make a little tower of these and then place this little guy in here, it will eventually convert this whole like little spire. And I'm going to have each one of them looking different because I really want the looks of this as well. Place you down so that way you start farming. And just for now, I'm going to place its storage barrel right here and then make sure to relink and get everything placed in here. And now this little guy should continue to farm and convert all of these into its blocks. Well, that's going to be nice. Ultimately, I want to be able to take the ingredients and things that this guy is producing, and I want to send this to a conveyor belt. But that is going to have to be for another day, because today we are all out of time. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect, and join the amazing crew over there if you haven't already. Guys, I thank you so much for watching, and it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that huge thanks is going to go out to IA Wong, I should say that. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord and becoming a Discord premium member and supporting in one of the best ways possible. Guys, I thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. And as always, yet again, thanks for watching. Bye!